Good day, my friend. On today's video I will show you how we're gonna fit a LED floodlight with a sensor day night, just like we've got right here. Let me show you now. It's very easy. Now, why mounting an LED floodlight with a sensor while online or whatever you want to buy it on any shop? They are floodlight with solar panels, so you just basically fit it wherever you want and that's it, you're done. Okay, no need to wire anything. Well, because that house, the landlord asked me to place some LED floodlight all around for security purposes. That person bought the solar LED, and when mounted, big surprise, at night the light is very poor. So that's the first problem. Second problem, these LED floodlights are expensive, very expensive. And three, there's a battery inside on board, and the floodlight will never last the whole night, never. It would last maybe 6 hours, and after that there's no light whatsoever. So any person can come and empty the house. So I've simply told that person, I say, if you want, I will buy some floodlight which I connect onto the house, and I will fit something like this, which when comes night it lights on, when comes the morning it switch off. So it's much better, much more light, much brighter, and cheaper as well. Okay, so let me now show you how we're gonna fit this. You will see it's very easy. First off, you will need to know where you're gonna be placing that floodlight. It's very important. Here behind me you can see on the wall there's a security camera, and above there's that floodlight which is on solar, and at night is a disaster. Okay, so what I've done, I've mounted another one here, and now at night it's completely flooded with light. It's perfect. So where we'll place mine now, I will place another one behind the house. Okay, now when you place yours, try and make sure you've got an electrical socket or something where you can connect your light. Okay, because if it's quite far you will need to use a lot of cable. So if you got one next, much better. This is the place where I will fit the floodlight. So you need to bear in mind one thing: the sensor needs to be always above the floodlight, and it cannot be under. Okay, so once you know that, it'll be okay. So now we can see that water is coming out from that terrace when it's raining. So I'm not too sure if the owner of that house will eventually connect it. I'm not too sure. So I will ensure that this will be above. Okay, then the floodlight, I can place it on the side, or I can place it below next to the window. It doesn't really matter. So, the only difference will be the length of the cable. End of story. Okay. So what I can do now, once I know where I'm gonna place the floodlight, I can calculate the distance with the window and then go on the inside of the garage and start drilling. Okay, so like that will be okay to pass cables and fit all this on the wall. As I've told you before, it's very important to know where you're gonna connect that floodlight. So for instance, here in the garage I've got some electricity here. So as you've seen, I've connected this here before on the other floodlight that's in front of the garage, and I will use exactly the same one to connect the one at the back. Okay, so have a look what's the closest, so like that you can calculate more or less the length of cable you will need. I've made my hole where the wires will come out in order to connect everything, and now I need to place this the closest I can from that hole. So I thought about to place it under here, but it sounds empty. I don't like it. I really don't like it. So what I will do, This one is much more sound, so I will fit the floodlight here, somewhere here, okay? So with a pen, I will mark wherever I will put the plug and then fit it. Once it's done, I will fit the sensor, and then we'll connect all the cables that go from here to the sensor to the house. So basically we'll start from the end, going to the beginning. The connecting to the house is the last thing we will do. Normally when you buy these, you've got delivered with some plugs and some screws. In case it's not included, you fit your own, but look, there's no need to fit something huge like that. Just fit something accordingly and you'll be okay. Now this, when you will mark it, use a level if you've got. If you don't have, just make sure it's more or less straight, because there's nothing worse than to have something fitted on the wall that looks like that. Okay. Everything is now drilled on the wall. Just need to fit this and connect the cable. But before, I prefer to show it now because it's easier than on the wall. Okay. How to connect it. At the same time, in case you want to buy the same one, I will place on the video, and I likely on the description of the video, the model and part number, or model number, so like that if you want to buy it, you know. In any case, they're normally the same, okay, or very similar. So how to connect it, I will try and show it to you from closer. As you can see here, we've got something to connect the cables, and we have 4 of them. So in the center, the 2 in the center, here we connect the cable that goes to the floodlight, okay, and the 2 on the exterior are the cable that goes onto the house, okay, so don't get mixed up with that. As well, you will see L and N, very easy, neutral and live, neutral, negative, and live, the one that shock you. You will see as well there are 2 other stuff that we can adjust. One says lux and one says time. Time, very easy. You want it to be on for 1 hour, 5, 10 hours, whatever you want, you adjust. Personally, I set it from dusk to dawn, so that way at night, and it stops in the morning. Lux is the sensibility of the light. So I've got it at the minimum. That way, when it's night, it comes on. Higher you've got that number, and it's highly possible that this will, the floodlight will come on when it's still daylight, okay? So nice for you to choose how you want to adjust it. So what I will do now, I will fit this on the wall, I will calculate more or less the cable that I need, and I will connect this onto the floodlight. Now to connect the sensor and floodlight, I will recommend you to use that kind of cable that comes protected, but then you can use as well an electrical sheath and cables like this one. So basically that goes inside and your cables are protected, okay? What I will do for the outside, I will use that kind of cable, and on the inside, to connect inside the garage, I will use this and cables like this. This is now the side that we connect onto the floodlight. So when you unscrew all this from the floodlight, you will see that as well there's a kind of socket, so just pull it. And here we're going to connect the cables, so same thing, there's L, N, so just respect the polarity, you place it inside. Now to connect it onto the projector, we simply slide it in, then this we will screw it onto the floodlight, and the second one that will tighten actually the rubber on the cable itself, okay? Once it's done, we connect the other one onto the sensor. It is now connected from the sensor to the floodlight. I'm happy with that. Don't worry too much if the cable look a bit untidy, it doesn't matter at the moment. What's important is to connect it. Once it's all done, what you can do, you can place a plug somewhere here with a cable tie, and you tighten it, it will be neater, okay? So what we've got left to do now is to measure from the point where we'll take the electricity up to here, okay? We'll need to measure it and cut the cable to size. Always cut a little bit more, just in case, okay? I have now everything ready, the sheath, the cable, everything cut to size, that's great. Now to place my cables inside, that will be a bit difficult. You will need to have some kind of guide like this. Basically how it works, you connect the cable with a bit of electrical tape, you place it together, then you place your guide inside, you pull it on the other side and the cables will be in, okay? Once done, we'll fit it on the wall. It's now done, my cable is inside this, it's through the wall on the other side, that's perfect. All I need to do now is to place that cable all along the wall up to the where I'm gonna connect it on the electricity. And for this to hold it, I will drill on the wall and I will place this kind of stuff, you see? And I'll place a cable tie inside and then this will hold it, okay? So I will do that now, then connect the floodlight. This is it, the cable is now fitted on the wall. I've placed it all along, as you can see, and it ended here, okay? So now time to connect it on that box. But before we do that, let's connect the floodlight. This is the cable that comes from the garage, okay? So we'll just make sure we got more or less the same length, okay? It goes in and we cut it. Once it's done, we'll obviously connect it here, close the box, and we'll be ready to do the final bits. It is now fully wired, that's good. All we have to do now is to connect to the house and we're done. But before that, let's do something super important. Before to touch any electrics on the house, it's important to switch off the power, the main, okay? Everything you see on, you just switch it off. That way, you make sure there is no danger whatsoever. Now, it is safe to work and disconnect the cable and connect them. Everything is now connected, the night is coming and this switch on, so that's just perfect. As you have seen, it's pretty easy to set up, so now it's your turn to do it. I hope that you have liked the video, subscribe to the channel if it's not done so, and we'll see each other in the next one. Take care.